What's going on, everybody? My name is Danny Ferrari.
My name is Parker Immense.
We are Excellent Sound, and we are back with a remake today,
Yeah,
sir.
baby. We bass tripping it up, dude.
We bass tripping, bro. In the city?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is like the third drum and bass project file. No, fourth drum and bass remake that we've done recently. And if you guys didn't know, it is drum and bass season. As you may already know or not know, the early access XENO drum and bass production suite. You guys can sign up for that in the link in the description. You're gonna
Check it out. Look right here. It's floating.
There it is.
There it is.
Right? There's only going to be 1,000 copies for the early access. You're going to go ahead and get all the project files, bonuses, including this one that we're about to do right now for Basstripper in the City.
Yep.
Fuck Jump Up, Cientello, John Summit, and Sub Focus Go Back, plus tons of bonus presets. We're going to be showing you guys some of the stuff that's in the pack today. So make sure you guys get on that early access list because XENO Productions Week, August 15th, it's a little bit over a week away.
Yeah, dude, it's next Thursday.
It's next Thursday. And again, only 1,000 copies for early access to get all the bonuses. It's going to be amazing. We're having so much fun in drum and bass season.
It's insane. This is one of my favorite drum and bass songs, and I heard it first on TikTok, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And like people were dropping it as an ID, and then there was other people like DJing it in their like little TikTok sets, and I was like, what is this song?
Yeah, this
and it just went off, dude.
Yeah, I love this song too. We're making the drone bass today. We're super excited to get into it, so let's just do it, bro. We got, as always, we got the free preset down in the description below, a free preset of the remake that we're gonna do. We're gonna teach you guys how to do it. We remade everything here, and all this stuff is included in the pack in XENO, of course. Let's just play it from the build, maybe.
Oh, dude, play it.
Here it comes. Ooh, so nasty. That's the cocaine bass, dude.
That is the cocaine bass, dude.
That's the noise I like to think when you're snorting a fucking line of
an LA line from this side of the table all the way over there.
These drum basses are all over drum and bass and all over our brand new pack XENO. What's really cool about this sound is it's just got that sort of nasaliness to it. It's just, oh, it's so nice. So simple too. We're gonna be making that and showing you guys. And of course, dude, like the drums too are so good. They're so simple, just. And if you guys didn't already know too, real quick, XENO is actually gonna have a ton of drum kit loops, which you guys haven't, if you guys didn't see that video, make sure you guys check that out. But also we have like bass loops and drop loops, right? This is the first time we've ever really done drop loops.
Dude, you wanna show them a couple of them?
Woo! Some of these melodic loops are so good too. Rave. Very, very, very useful stuff. Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Brings me back to the gnome times.
This is like some of our favorite styles of drum and bass, and we put it all into this pack.
Yeah.
Like kind of Imanu, like melodic loops, like we threw that stuff in there. We made some stuff. What else? There's like liquid.
Oh, yes, drum and bass.
like
yeah, there's a lot
stuff.
of melodic stuff. There's a lot of just like jump up style stuff. But anyway, we got tons of loops for you guys. Check them out when you guys get that early access. Make sure you guys get that. Okay, so starting off, we're going to go ahead and start with an initiated patch. It's going to sound a little something like this. Let's go ahead and turn the other one off.
In the city.
Play it. Can you play it within it?
Yeah. Doesn't take much processing. Anybody can pretty much make this in any DAW, so you don't necessarily have to have Ableton to do that. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and set our basic shape. We're gonna choose a square wave, and we're gonna set this to -2. And then we're gonna go ahead and also initialize the noise. Right here, we're gonna use AC1 hum and the level at 27%. A little better. Make sure you guys go ahead and give it a little bit of release here too on the envelope. Just add a little bit of release. That should be fine. And then fine tune this to 5 if you want to match it exactly. You don't really have to. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to initiate oscillator B, and you're going to select a sine wave. Okay. And then you're going to set that to +1 and +7. This is like the drum and bass secret bass lead sauce right here. It's always like an octave above with like +7 or something. That seems to be the way that people always are making these. So make sure you set it to +1 and then +7 on the semitone. Set the level to like 81%. Levels all the way up on this one. And then give it a little bit of sync warping. That's just gonna give it just a tiny bit at 1.09.
In the city.
right? You can hear.
You know what's cool about this too is like the steps for us to learn how to make the sound. We were doing like the Skrillex sounds and kind of like tuning the Skrillex sounds and the bro steppy basses. That kind of helps, like,
for sure.
It's like that same thought process with the +7, +5.
Yeah, and then using different methods to change pitch over time. Pitch and have things sort of open up. Like these drone basses, like you could just have it just be like a regular sustain bass, but like what's really cool is when they sort of start changing as they go. And that's what we're gonna be doing with some of the LFOs. And we're using different methods besides just like changing the pitch. For instance, we're gonna use this filter. We're gonna use this MG Low 6. Make sure everything is going to it because it feels great. Cutoff at 11,420, sick, smoke weed. Resonance at 59%, drive all the way down. Fat at 33 and mix at 81. Put the key tracking on. So that's essentially keeping track of this depending upon where note is hit. So it's essentially putting it in that note range because of this key tracking. So like what Parker was saying and what we were saying is that we're going to actually use this cutoff here to essentially modulate and move, and it's going to cause a little bit of change in pitch, which will be really interesting. So go ahead and make your LFO1 look like this. Set it to envelope, set it to bar. Just kind of do a slow ramp like so. That's for LFO1. LFO2 is going to be a quarter pipe ramp at at bar and at envelope, and then LFO3 is going to be just a sort of a flat sort of ramp right here at envelope and at bar for that. Okay, so first things first, with LFO1, you're going to apply that to the cutoff, and you're going to set that to 15. Watch what happens. It's going to sound like it's changing pitch. And it's bringing that essentially back, right? It's bringing that just a tiny bit. It's really kind of nice. It adds a little bit of difference when the sound is continuing on. Next, let's go ahead and use our LFO2, and let's go ahead and apply it to the sync. We're going to kind of create the same sort of concept. The sync is going to be closing, so set it going to the left at -6. Right, it's starting to do it just barely, little bits at a time. Also, go ahead and apply LFO2 to the level so that this oscillator gets a little bit louder towards the end at 11. Very subtle, but you'll start to see once we start adding more of these LFOs on different things, you'll start to see it really start to come together. Next, let's jump into the effects. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use a sine shaper distortion. This is a very interesting distortion. I think it gets really crazy pretty quickly, so you got to be careful with it, especially like the lid-fold distortion. Like,
oh, for sure, yeah, those are crazy.
What's cool is that you can use an LFO to sort of utilize that to sort of get some interesting characteristics. So set the drive to 34 and the mix to 52, and then go ahead and apply LFO2 to the drive and have it go backwards -20. Hear it? So the sound is more distorted in the very beginning and then less distorted towards the end. That's what's happening with this LFO ramp. Next, we got some crazy EQ. This is sort of trying to create more nasally. You're going to go ahead and just try to make a mid-30, mid-40s male with extremely large nipples, very long nipples.
Oh yeah, it's a little up too.
Yeah, it's a little up. Remember that guy we saw at the beach that had nipples that were this long?
Oh my gosh, they were like 6 inches.
No joke, I swear to God. And it was just some old dude. He was in a Speedo. He was for sure from Europe.
It was insane.
His nipple looked like the end of of those balloon animals. It was literally this long.
Oh, you're right. It was.
Yeah, like this. So go ahead and make that nice man's nipples. Hopefully maybe we can get AI to make.
Yeah, big shout out that dude.
Can you AI older European male Speedo with long nipples?
Hopefully we don't get shadow banned for that.
I don't think so. I mean, it's a male. It
is a male. You're right.
All right, so make sure to create a mid-40s range male's nipple, set the frequency to 1613 on the left, Q all the way down, gain all the way up at 24 dB. On the right, you're going to set the frequency to 1045. Make sure this is also set to a notch as well. Q at 64 and gain at 9.2. And then we're going to apply LFO2 to, well, let's hear what it sounds like before we apply it. Really getting those that nipple makes the sound a lot more angrier. Crazy, right? Mm-hmm. We're actually getting all the drive from this EQ. I didn't even think about that.
That's wild.
It's really what's bringing the sound together.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we got that, now we're going to use the same sort of concept of moving that nipple a little bit to get a little bit different in pitch. The frequency is going to set to -13. It's like he's just kind of like his titty is he's kind of like doing this. He's kind of going, like if he was kind of humping air, like, that's essentially what's happening. Right, and then on the right side, the same thing. We're gonna be going to the right 22. Now now his nipples flying up. The Q is we're gonna make the nipple a lot more smaller. Minus 50. To where it just dissolves into itself. Okay, now that we got that, let's go ahead and initialize a filter. We're gonna use a low 6 filter. I'm gonna turn that on. Turn the mix kind of down. We only want it a little bit and set it to 20%. Drive at 48, resonance at 70, and cutoff at 2056. That resonance is just kind of helping a bit. And then we're also gonna be using LFO on the cutoff and set that to 21. Here going, ow. Ow. Now it's doing that, right? Which is really, really helping the sound sort of evolve. Okay, next, let's go ahead and use a compressor. Because we have everything sort of boosted, we kind of need to control it a little bit. So we're just using a regular compressor, not a multi-band. I know, rare, right? Everything is stock right here. The only thing you really need to do is set the release up to 222 and the gain to 10.9. Ow. It's such a cool sound. Right? And then we have a little bit of a reverb throw. You guys can do this if you want. You just have a plate reverb, very, very short, size at 35, pre-delay at 2, low cut at 39, high cut at 63, damp at 22, width at 70, and the mix all the way down. But we're going to be applying this LFO to that. In the city. Just adds a little bit of... It's kind of cool. The reverb sucks, but this is a cool way of using it.
It's great for throws, dude.
It is. And even a plate throw even sounds good. It almost sounds like a delay.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of cool.
Like a quick delay.
Yeah, I might actually save these settings and use this for almost like a slapback.
Yo, let's cue up the nugs, dude. Show them how to save that reverb, bro. Did you know you can save your reverb settings in Serum?
Cue the music, baby.
Oh, show them, bro.
You guys know that you can save, if you guys have like a setting that you really like for instance, I really like this reverb, which is rare for Serums. You guys can go ahead and save it by clicking this arrow right here. You can go ahead and save that, and I can go ahead and type in whatever I want, like long nipple plate reverb. That's perfect.
Yep, you know how to spell.
Bam, save. Now I can come back to that. Cool, because this one's cool. It sounds like a little bit of a short delay almost. I mean, for those of you guys that are just catching this.
And
cool
you guys,
reverb.
that's going to be your go-to reverb. You know, you could just pull that up super quick. Boom, right there.
I'm definitely going to use that again because
yeah.
It's hard, especially with Serum's reverb, to get stuff like to be really dialed in.
Yeah,
it's
for
tough.
sure.
But you're right. It is better on plate. Okay, so we're almost there, guys. All we need to do now is we need to go ahead and open up the matrix, and we're going to go ahead and use LFO 1, and we're going to set it to the master tune. Make sure it's going both ways, kind of like Parker and I, and set it to 3. I'm going to go ahead and unbypass that. It's going to sound like this. That's that final little bit of pitch going down. Right? So that's pretty much it as far as this sound. All you really need to do after that is, if you want to match it even more, we cut the lows because we have a dedicated sub, and then we have another nipple EQ here, just pulling that man's nipple as far out as we possibly can. So nice.
It's really dope.
Let's hear it in context.
In the city, call me 60. Brothers on the L, do not. Call me in the city, call me 60.
This one's very similar to how that's made too. And then of course this Reese is so sick. Woo! I can't wait for people to get this pack. It's so good. We are so excited. Hopefully you guys learned something. Again, you can sign up for XENO, the production suite drum and bass, multi-genre drum and bass production suite.
So crazy.
You can get this project file plus 4 others, which we'll be announcing the other ones. If you guys haven't seen the prior videos, you guys can see those and see which project files we're talking about, or you can click the link and find out more. If you want to get a free drum and bass starter pack with 25 Serum presets and tons of sounds, also click that same link.
Get it, baby.
And sign up for early access. It's totally free to sign up. Only doing 1,000 copies for the bonuses. It's going to have 250 Serum presets.
It's absolutely wild. Big shout out to Basstripper.
Yeah.
Coming out swinging with an instant classic, dude. This is like honestly one of my favorite drum and bass songs.
Yeah.
It's so good. The vocals, the Reese, the drop sounds. You know what I'm saying?
It's
dude?
like, it's kind of like almost like a multi-genre of drum and bass. Like there's a lot of elements of like classic drum and bass. You got like the Reese, and then you got like sort of the jump up, some of the drones, and then even you have like some of this, like this reminds me of Quest for Fire, a Quest for Bass pack, but it's just like just really simple, just simple sort of sign-based stuff that's like the call and response that's going on.
For sure.
And of course the drums, sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying. Basstripper, if you're ever in LA, come hang out with the boys, dude. Let's make some drum and bass, dude.
Yeah, we'd love to definitely work with you.
It'd be super sick.
If you guys enjoyed the video, give us a like, comment, let us know what you guys think, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. play it out, huh?
Play it out, baby.
In the city, call me 60. Brothers on the L, then that. Call me in the city, call me